I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's... Oh.
Yo, Pink Princess! How you feeling? Still feeling ill?
Hi. And yet another strange character comes out of the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Alabastian Embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. I'm not a fanboy, you can't prove it. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you would please...
This must be what they call fate.
It's freaking Wendy Oldbag! How could this happen 2 days in a row?
What the? Aren't you Miss Oldbag?
Why are you so surprised?
Ah, so you're the one they got to play the Steel Samurai? It's too bad I didn't realize that until now.
You are acquaintances with Larry?
Why, yes. We worked at the same company for a little while, you know.
Was it that security company, I think?
That's why it's okay, my edgy poo. You don't need to be jealous.
No!
I was in the next room, you know, trying to get in some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here that I couldn't fall asleep. So I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious edgy poo waiting here for me. I mean, who could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this? I guess I misjudged you, edgy poo.
You misjudged him.
I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know.
That was no misjudgment on your part! That's precisely what I was trying to do!
But it looks like the winds have shifted and he's now willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, edgy poo. I chase you forever, to the ends of the earth.
Isn't that just peachy? This is one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye. God, who gave this woman a sword? Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewater Land as the Pink Badger.
What are you talking about? That was ages ago!
That was yesterday!
Look, I worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? Where they called me up this morning, kind of out of the blue, actually.
They called you?
Apparently the girl who plays the Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly, so they called me in to be her last-minute replacement.
You've got to be crazy athletic, I guess, if you're doing a stage play. You know what? Cool. Cool on you, Wendy. Cool on you. Do they not have enough people on staff at that studio?
I really couldn't say no, so here I am, playing the role of the heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean.
Ah. Mindy, the character that Larry was mentioning. You don't say.
Oh, but the poor girl. I feel bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible time when she returns. I mean, I'm not exactly great reading the statue, but she stands with various licensing, but I'm through their own wagons with the shuriken, and it's too samurai, and the audience was in an uproar, but it's even God, but I can tell you, it's really just a bunch of simpletons.
You're rather lively, old lady. Good lord. So basically, you received the stand-in request this morning, correct?
You got it. If you need to see it, I've got it right here. Look.
It appears that she is telling the truth. The stand-in request.
I tell you, my fine acting moved the entire audience to tears.
Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall.
But being famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker.
Whoa!
I was just taking my break when I found this stuck under the door to my room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight. Your loving knight.
So wait, they know you.
How absolutely revolting!
The fact that it was specifically addressed to Wendy, not the Pink Princess. That's a little concerning.
I mean, you'd think you could get my name right. There's no accent in my name.
Wait, this scribbled handwriting. What have I seen this before? I swear to God, if it's Larry.
Ah, but now that you're here, Edgy Poo, I feel 100% safe.
Where do I factor into this?
You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Edgy Poo?
Well, if you allow me the liberty to handle this in my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later.
Oh, come on, Edgy Poo, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
A letter from a stalker. Okay, let me see something real quick. I'm gonna compare these real quick. Did Larry write this? Larry. Larry. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime? What? After the show was over, I've had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my bad hip warm.
Hip in the room next door. The fireplace. Oh, that's where the smoke came from then. Well, a murder occurred in the room right next to yours.
Is that right? Oh, Edgy Poo, I'm so scared. Hold me. Caress me.
Hold it!
Hey, if you could please not cling on to my personage! In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at the Ambassador Alba's speech?
Oh, that no, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hip started acting up and got stiff. I couldn't move at all.
Can you provide proof of your condition?
Oh, you just go on ahead and ask the doctors in the infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy.
I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave that room is rather pleasant. Oh my God. Dog!
Professor Von Karma, I brought the police dog as you requested, sir.
Good work. You may leave now, officer. Is that a Shiba Inu? This dog. I request the assistance of a dog and I'll search for the Yatagarasu. Wait a minute. Is that the same police dog that we used with Gumshoe back in the... Oh my God. It is, isn't it?
Looks like you guys have some pretty bright dogs in this country, too. Hey, you're a real cutie, yeah, aren't ya? Oh, yeah, that's a good boy.
That's the police dog Gumshoe's been taking care of.
I knew it!
I think its name is Missile.
Yes! It's Missile! What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front and attacks. That action alone isn't exactly what's going to solve the case for us, you know.
That's a good boy.
Now, Missile, I want you to find some clues. Go. Immediately goes to the fireplace. What? good dog. You really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but... Oh, wait, Francisca. Isn't that an official samurai dog? Ah, no! Bad missile! Oh, he ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that. It's just a meat substance snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure they'll be fine. That's quite a bit of information you gathered there in a single quick glance. I'm not a fanboy. You can't prove it! We should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place. It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found. What? Oh? A shirt? Oh, and what do we have here? It appears to be a lady's undershirt. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing. Hey, I'm not gonna judge, but I do not think that is the case. I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like the shirt would even fit him. A samurai dog in a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I should get this over with and ask the owner said undershirt about it. Lady's undershirt. Wendy. I appreciate the music change. Wendy, please. If you could please take a look at this brown-colored undershirt.
Oh, Edgy Poo, what is the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bags? All you had to do was ask, and I would have gladly given you as many as you'd like.
Thanks, but no thanks. This shirt was found here at this crime scene.
What?
Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it's doing there? Doing here. I know what I said.
I know nothing! Nothing, I tell you!
What?
Oh, I admit that I used the fireplace to dry that shirt. But I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that pink princess costume was like being in a sauna! And on top of that, I get fingered as a suspect? You're too cruel, Edgy Poo!
Wait, are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room?
Of course I am! If I had been the one to find the body, do you think I'd be as calm and relaxed as I am now? I tell you, it's always like this. Always felt for some reason a tabloid article is missing. The camera's missing. The lawyer's always missing. They're missing. My husband, when we got married, said he got some stuck married you. What's the pros of that? What is your with my last but I can't help it. Will you marry me? I'll say men these days.
Well, I don't believe she's lying about her actions. I think I'm starting to get a little better at Wendy's speed talk. So, I can safely assume she really was drying her shirt by the fireplace on her break. And somehow the undershirt managed to move from the next room into this one. I assume the samurai dog was also yours?
Ah, that brilliant mind of yours. You really can see through everything about me.
And so the feeling of dread continues. But I suppose I should ask for more details. Yeah, how did this stuff get in her in this room? I guess it would have to be something to do with the chimney. And the only one involved with the chimney was Larry, who was on the roof. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it?
Of course, I'm forever yours, my edgy wedgy boo.
Hold it!
If you could just stick to what I asked you!
Reggie, are you in Miss Old Bag?
No!
You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy.
A present?
The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all onto the pushcart just to move them all. Those studio guys should have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy?
So, did you deliver the samurai dogs to the embassy staff as per your instructions?
Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you gonna stick up for me?
About that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad hip, you know.
Yes, I'm aware of your bad hip, Miss Old Bag. Please continue.
And there they were. The samurai dogs were sitting on the dressing room floor.
On the floor?
I suppose you had to make preparations for distributing them after the show.
Well, if by preparation you mean sampling them as well.
Excuse me?
Oh, I tried one and thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I knew it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they're for the kids' show, their taste was probably for kids too. But they were so good that I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen or so boxes.
I beg your pardon?
As I sat there by the roaring fire, warming them and eating them, I thought, this is...
Oh my God.
You can't be serious.
What is it now? Oh, I know. I bet you want a box too, or don't you, my edgy poo? Well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
I just got a box of samurai dogs. Samurai dogs forced onto me.
Well, looks like the lesson for today is that when the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers. I mean... yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But there are lovable troublemakers. Alright.
Who's a good boy?
He was a much bigger help than I thought he would be.
Yes. However, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found.
In that case, you should keep on investigating until you do understand. Now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation.
Alright. I will. It is with great dread that I proceed and do what I must to solve this case. Right. And now... Logic mode! Alright, so we got 3 here. I'll connect these. Yes! There is no trace of this room's fireplace being used.
And your point is?
Smoke was supposedly pouring out of the chimney connected to this fireplace. At least, according to Larry. This is a contradiction of facts, is it not?
Are you sure he wasn't just disoriented or something up on that roof?
There is testimony from an investigator that puts Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think it was a mistaken impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from that fireplace went?
Ah, I see. So what you are proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically, the fireplaces of neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying?
That would be the logical assumption, yes.
Ah!
Precisely. So now... would it? I mean... Would that make... Yeah, then... So... Let me see something. These should connect if my thought process is correct. The lady's undershirt that was Missile found. Ah! Why are you getting all excited over holding on to a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug! If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already. You have it all wrong! This is evidence! And the owner of this piece of evidence, was in the room next door. And yet, despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room, which there's an implication. If we go back and examine the fireplace, there's either you can see into the other room, which we can't really see from this angle from where we're looking at it. But what if, this is a stupid idea, if they share a chimney? What if it's like a turning door situation where you push one side of the fireplace and it literally just kind of swaps with the fireplace in the room next door? At least that's my assumption. But then why would it be swapped so easily this time? That's the other question. This lady's undershirt. Are you seriously claiming that it somehow passed through a solid brick wall? Not quite. The fireplace in this room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the other room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other. Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order. Well, let's look! There's an X on the back of the wall of the fireplace. Wow, there is. Huh. Let's see if I can't get a better look at it. What in the... The wall separating this room's fireplace from the next room's fireplace apparently turns. Huh. Why, though? As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. Again, why? Why is this the case? For what purpose is it to hide evidence? But no, Unless there's another thought process here, like, what if certain people are not allowed in the embassy? Like, how would people that need to get the room clean get it clean? Well, here's how you do it. If you need to clean the fireplace, all you gotta do is just swap it around. It'll probably push the dust all around, but it's... What is the logic for this? As I suspected, this fireplace does indeed connect this room to the neighboring room. The neighboring room. There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace. Oh! Secret passage! That makes sense! We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name the old lady as Damask II's killer now, are you? No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. So she could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Damask II's murder. What? But... Oh. Okay. It would appear that the answer has made itself known.
You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on! I'm ready to counter any argument you may have.
Very well then. If you are prepared, then I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me.
Good, I'm counting on you, Edgy.
Leave it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is.
My lie?!
I know that there is still something you are keeping from the rest of us. It's Larry. He's always hiding something.
What's wrong with you? Why is it you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy?
You have a track record of hiding things, Larry. I love you, but good lord, dude.
Curse you! I just hurry up and die already, that's how it's gonna be! I'll confess to every murder in the whole world and then kill myself! And throw everything into mass confusion! You made some wonderful friends as a child, I see.
Larry, I only have one thing to say to you.
Even if you make that face at me, it's no use! A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know?
Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged unfairly because of some insipid lie, I will never forgive you!
Edgy?
Although, allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case. And that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this.
Alright, this time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened, what didn't happen, the works.
Just what happened will do! Now then, if you would please testify as to what you did up on the roof tonight. Okay. Here we go. Let's get some testimony from the butts. Because Lord knows... Oh my god. Anyway. Let's begin.
After the show, I left the pushcart in the rose garden and came into the embassy. Then they took a picture of me shaking hands with the ambassador. After that, and until my next appearance, I had some free time, so I wandered around. That's when I spotted the chimney. A chimney like that is a rare thing, you know? So then I wanted to play Santa and decided to give it a try.
I just now noticed that plant really does look like the old man. Good lord. Larry, I thought I just finished telling you not to lie anymore.
But it's kinda ultra embarrassing.
And what exactly is so ultra embarrassing that you can't tell me?
Edgy, man, I just said it was embarrassing, so of course I can't just blurt it out. So you're just gonna have to reason it out of me!
As your superior, I command you to hurry up and expose this man's lie. I have every intention to, for I'm not about to let us waste time on such a trifling matter. Alright. I'm gonna beat it out of here, boy. Let's go. Alright.
Hold it!
I have to go down there to press the mouse. You left the pushcart. Could you please clarify that statement for me?
Oh yeah, so the wheels in the pushcart got covered in dirt from the rose garden. It would have made a mess on the floor inside, so Ambassador Alba said to just leave it.
Well, it would be rather impolite to dirty another country's embassy.
Come to think of it, I recall seeing the Pink Princess on my way to the embassy.
And what was she doing?
Well, nothing in particular, because she was being carried by some docs on a stretcher.
Okay, so there's the evidence that Old Bag's hip was out, so... Right. She must have been incapacitated by the pain of a bad hip that she suffered during the show.
So I came into the embassy, right? And then...
Hold it!
So you shook hands with the ambassador of the Kingdom of Alabast, did you?
Yeah, can you believe it? I did something really cool for a change. But honestly speaking, there's nothing interesting about shaking some guy's hand. Hey there, are you disrespecting another country in the very own embassy?
As someone with roots in this country, I'm feeling nothing but incredible shame at this second. Agreed. I apologize for his inconsiderate words. Now, Larry, please continue.
Well, what is with all of you? You keep saying that kind of thing and I'll tell you only lies.
You're already telling us nothing but lies, so let it go and move on.
All right already. You don't need to glare at me like that, Edgy.
Larry, my god, man. You're making me age more rapidly than I am right now. I'm 31 years old and you're making me feel 60.
Larry, I want you to listen very carefully and take this to heart. The whole point of your life is to cause misery and pain to everyone you encounter.
I know, I get it. I'm totally the bad guy again. This is what my parents told me as a kid.
Oh. Well, that's moderately depressing.
I thought you were his friend. Don't you think that was a bit harsh? Langshi says, true friends are bosom friends. If you are in trouble, call on your bosom friend whose shoulder you can truly cry on. Hey, bosom buddy! I hope you're listening carefully to my testimony.
As I crossed your pea-sized brain, yet that Agent Lang is only out to arrest you, Larry.
Now then, you were wandering around inside the embassy. And then what happened? Okay.
I should hardly think that chimneys are that rare. Agreed, especially since they are a traditional feature of American households. Houses, buildings. Are you alright? Arguably not. I feel my brain cells are dying fast with this man.
Plus, many grand buildings have even larger and fancier chimneys. Yeah, but the kind of chimney I'm talking about is the really romantic type.
Romantic? A romantic chimney.
It might sound kind of silly, but women seem to really enjoy them.
Ladies? Do you? Ladies in my audience. I mean, chimneys are nice, I'll admit. There's nothing wrong with having like a nice little fireplace, but does Larry know what he's talking about?
And I just had a good feeling about that chimney.
Hold it!
You suddenly wanted to play Santa.
Oh, well, actually, I dressed up as Santa once before already. That was down at Gourd Lake.
Oh, God.
I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't dredge up such unnecessary memories for me.
Oh, Gourd Lake. That.
I want to cross-examine the parrot.
Huh. Sounds like you guys share a lot of history. A perk to being childhood friends, huh? Besides, it's not a felony to dress up and play Santa, you know. Santa doesn't go around killing people after he comes down a family's chimney, after all, unless you're in one of those shitty B horror films.
Actually, is it worth delving into whether or not playing Santa's a big deal? I can't believe we're having this discussion. But you want to know something? I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
Actually, I believe in the case of this man, playing Santa is actually quite a big deal.
Are you saying that your buddy isn't exactly made of Santa quality stuff?
Precisely. You hit the nail on the head, Agent Lang.
Hey, Edgy! That's so incredibly mean!
Tell me something, Larry. Did you know that Santa's job is to deliver presents to people all over the world?
I mean, of course I know that! I did graduate from junior high, you know.
Okay, so here's the thing, though. You say you graduated from junior high. You did graduate from high school, right? Right? Please? Tell me you did. In that case, it's your turn to tell me something. I want you to tell me to whom you were delivering a present to. Probably Mindy.
I was delivering a present to a child, not basking in the glow of love?
Objection!
That must be the most elegant description of you I've ever heard, but a lie is still a lie.
You sure know how to kick a guy when he's down, you know that?
In any case, the person you'd wish to deliver a present unto was this. Wait, that's what he looks like? Huh. I didn't think that was gonna be the case. Oh! I got it. Okay, so here's my line of logic here. So, he was gonna try to deliver to Wendy Oldbag, the okay, so listen, just hear me out on this. So, Wendy was standing in for Mindy, who was supposed to be the Pink Princess. And judging by Larry's reaction, he didn't realize that Wendy was currently the Pink Princess and not the Mindy that he was trying to, send it out to. So, my line of thinking here is that he was trying to send it to Mindy, but accidentally sent it to Wendy.
Interesting tastes you have there, Mr. Suspect. Don't spread lies about me. I totally didn't want to see Miss Oldbag so much that I tried to go down a chimney. Ow!
I advise you to stop right there in your bashing of a lady. Well, I must admit that I myself hardly ever have the want to run into that lady. However, what if you are misinformed and under the wrong impression? Then what? I was right.
Define wrong impression.
I simply mean that the man before you thought to enter the old lady's room without knowing one very important fact. And that fact is best summed up with this.
This. The stand-in request. Like, he wasn't aware that this had happened.
Okay.
Take that! Yeah.
There was something the old lady received from her employer for the night. The girl who normally plays the Pink Princess, Mindy, was it again? It seems that this man is quite taken with that actress.
But that's not true, Edgy. She's the one with the hots for me.
I don't believe you.
I just know it.
There we go.
I can feel her sexy beam piercing my heart when she's watching me.
So wait, Edna? Because she's the only one that has sexy beam. That's a Disgaea joke for people who played it.
Sexy beam, I tell you.
You filthy, despicable, inconsiderate, fickle, idiotic, cowardly apparition of a man. You haven't matured at all since we last met.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes?
This guy, he's got bigger problems than just getting involved in murders, I take it.
I suppose you could put it that way.
Hey, what the heck, man? I don't get you guys at all. Why do you all have to make me out to be some sort of bad guy?
You have a habit of lying. You have a habit of hiding things whenever you are put under the spot. And your luck with women has not been the best. Oh, Larry. To return to the original topic, I propose that at least this much has been made clear. Without any knowledge that Miss Mindy had fallen ill, Larry tried to make his way into the Pink Princess's room. That much we know for sure. Oh, that's cool, we got a visual description here.
Hey, Edgy. Looks like I've got the hang of this courtroom thing now.
It took you multiple games, did you finally get it? But we're not in court at the moment.
Shut up, I see what's going on here, and it looks like just like what you do in court. I guess old boy here still has something he'd like to say. Langshi says, until the root of the tongue dries, one never knows the whole truth. You shouldn't form conclusions until everything is out in the open, which is why I'll listen. Alright, then get ready to listen to me defeat Edgy in a battle of wits!
Larry, have you forgotten that should I lose, your victory prize will be your arrest? Larry's assertion.
So you think that all I wanted to do was to go visit Mindy? Well, I dressed up as Santa and climbed up the chimney, but the smoke was really thick. It was a case of mistaken identity, and that mistake made me late for the speech. Then to top it all off, I became a suspect in murder. That's what you really meant. But why would I ever put myself through so much humiliation on purpose?
Because usually when something smells, it's the butts.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Hey, someone say something!
Larry, are you seriously trying to submit this? Not as a confession, but as testimony.
So what if I am? Is there something wrong with that? My claim is a claim, claiming my claim. Do you have a problem with that?
So it was you! You're my stalker! But I should warn you, it doesn't matter what kind of flattery you throw at me. I'm the devoted type of woman who's wholly focused on one man as long as Edgy Poo's alive. I can't just drop him and be unfaithful. No, I can't, although earlier I was attempting to just a teeny bit of a wolf man love for my Edgy Poo, which I passed from flying God to stay completely true to my beloved Edgy Poo. Oh my God, shut up!
I mean, I'm so inspired.
You're such an inconsiderate, cowardly, idiotic, and all-around completely worthless man.
And my throat is murdering me right now.
I thought I heard something ominous just now, but perhaps it was just my imagination. I believe there is nothing further for me to prove at this point.
What do you mean? Of course you still got something to prove. You still have to show some proof that I was trying to meet up with Mindy.
Proof, you say?
Remember, Edgy? Everything is evidence in court, right?
You mean evidence is everything in court, Larry, but I understand your point.
Yeah, see? I'm totally a pro at this now.
Very well. If you wish to see evidence, then let me show you the last piece of evidence you'll ever wish to see. Dear God.
Hold it!
Well, I have been saying that for a while now. After all, if not for that, then for what other reason did you wish to go down that chimney?
You can't say that without any evidence. That's against the rules, Edgy.
Not so fast!
Thanks for keeping the prosecutor in line for me, Mr. Suspect.
Hold it!
I have the evidence, and if you wish to see it that badly, I can introduce you to. Ah, but it's not good to keep them waiting, my subordinate. Hurry and show them already.
Lies! All lies, Edgy!
Sadly, I've already got the proof, my dude. Well, if you wish to lie, then by all means continue. Because I'm ready to expose your lie at a moment's notice.
You won't get the better of me. Now let's see. Oh, God.
Hold it!
Was the smoke coming from the chimney really that thick?
Well, you bet. It was so thick I had tears pouring out of my eyes. It was a mess.
You stuck your... I see. You do realize that you've just confirmed for us your chimney escapade?
What? That's totally unfair. You tricked me, Edgy.
Hardly. You simply have yet to master how to counter this cross-examination technique.
Well, I just said it was a simple... No, I mean, I said the wrong thing. Besides, isn't this what you really meant to say about what I did tonight?
Hold it!
No.
I'm not quite sure how you could mistake that actress for this lady.
Oh, Edgy Poo, are you staring at me? Or are you finally succumbing to my feminine charms?
I should think that the Steel Samurai is the one who should know all about your charms.
What? Me? Angie, what are you trying to do to me?
There was a joke I was about to make, but then I decided against it. Nothing. Simply stating that the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess are husband and wife.
Oh, is my poor little edgy poo jealous?
Bah! Well, if you could please drop that line of discussion right this instant.
But Angie, I told you, I already have Mindy.
Speaking of Mindy, exactly what kind of woman would you say she is?
Angie, are you seriously telling me you don't know who the Mindy is? She's just like what her name means. She's super sweet with a great smile. I don't mean to brag, but she's one of the troupe's fastest rising stars.
Interesting.
Ha! So you're saying a woman like that is what made you late to that speech? Huh? Curse you too! Why is everyone out to make a suspect out of me? Look, all I can say is this. I was late to the speech.
Hold it!
I suppose you might be correct in a small way.
What do you mean by that?
Besides being a suspect in the murder, there are a few other things you are a suspect of.
Not you too, Frenzy.
You tried to stalk me, but I won't let you intimidate me like that. I got a sword. I can stab you.
Look, I already told you, Miss Oldback. Oh God, I'm bleeding. I wasn't after you. I was trying to see Mindy. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, can I just arrest this guy already?
I completely understand how you feel, Agent Lang.
Wait, please listen to what I have to say.
If you have a serious assertion to make, then I'd consider listening. However,
Oh, no problem. I'm gonna put all I got into this. So listen good, okay?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the final point you wish to make.
You got it. I've called on all the energy I have and told it to you with all my soul.
In that case, allow me to take that soul and break it.
Huh?
Yes, we'll stamp it under our feet until it's been ground to a fine powder.
Fine powder? Ugh! If you really put all your soul into that, then you're ready for what's coming, right?
In place of the Honorable Larry, I offer my soul to you.
Larry, come out from behind there and face this like a man.
You're scary, my liege.
This whole testimony is one giant confession of all that he's done tonight. He's practically begging me to show why he bothered to put himself through all this.
All right.
Larry. Let's...
Objection!
You absolute dum-dum. Larry, don't even think about denying that you have knowledge of this letter.
Why are you showing that thing to me?
Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Well, isn't that just romantic? But you weren't able to descend on her from above, were you, Mr. Loving Knight?
Ah! I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember a thing.
Objection!
You can pretend to be ignorant all you'd like, but it's written right here. This letter proves that you were not out to meet the old lady, but rather that you were attempting to pay Miss Mindy a visit. What part of this letter showed the person Larry had intended to meet was Mindy? But it says when... Wait. Hold on. Oh, I can see it. Okay, so it's written in a way where it looks like Wendy, but if you like put the W and the E in cursive, it's an M, and that's not an accent. That's like an I. It's like he started writing in cursive and then he gave up halfway.
Take that!
Larry, I suggest you take up penmanship lessons. That is, if you never wish to experience this level of embarrassment ever again.
What the heck? What are you talking about? Speak English!
You wrote Mindy so sloppily that it became Wendy to the average eye.
Well, hey, stop picking on me. It's so embarrassing! There. Isn't that what childhood friends are for? They're the best, aren't they? For punching! But that will have to wait until we're off of this crime scene. Edgy, save me from the scary man!
Sure, if you're willing to make amends, starting with your incredibly embarrassing mistake.
That wasn't me.
Come again?
It's a fake. Someone's out to get me, so they made that fake letter. To set me up. Ah!
Accept your defeat graciously.
But you guys are being so mean.
Hold it!
Oh my God, Larry. Penmanship analysis.
What's that?
No matter who, all people have a certain unique features to their handwriting. Yeah, even I do. But I ain't gonna tell you what it is. Ergo, all we have to do is compare the handwriting in this letter to a sample of yours. And we'll know soon enough who it was that sent this letter.
I'll never write another thing in my life.
Hold it!
That is as good as a confession. It's no use, Mr. Loving Knight, for you've already graciously provided me with a sample of your handwriting.
Take that!
This autograph and our mysterious letter. If we compare the handwriting, we'll know the answer to our questions soon enough. Confess now, Larry, to your miserable failure.
I'm sorry. I did it. It was me causing trouble again. I admit it. You hit the nail right on the head, Edgy.
So he finally confesses.
I saw the pink princess being carried around a stretcher and got worried, alright? I wanted to go into Mindy's room, but the doctors wouldn't let me in. So what choice did I have? It was the chimney or bust, Edgy.
Your mind jumped from the door to the chimney. What a criminally overactive imagination. This is Larry we're talking about, Francisca. You gotta throw logic out the window. He will do the weirdest shit.
Well, at least I was honest and wrote Mindy a letter and stuck it under the door. That way she wouldn't be so shocked when I came down through the chimney.
Except for the fact that the letter was an utter failure at conveying said sentiment.
I'm really, really sorry.
Larry, you may be a shameful, good-for-nothing blight on the face of humanity. Oh my God, Edgeworth, that is brutal. That is by far one of the most brutal things I think Edgeworth has ever said about Larry. Like, goddamn. However, I always knew you weren't the killer. I told you to trust me. Because at the very least, I can attest to that about you.
Edgy, you're... Ah!
We've lost a lot of valuable time because of you. Ow! In any case, I believe we can say that we now know exactly what happened. Mr. Larry Butts sought to climb down the chimney, not for access to the crime scene, but to enter the room of the elderly lady next door.
Great job, Mr. Prosecutor. Although I still find it a bit unbelievable that the two of you are friends. But the suspicion on that guy over there isn't completely resolved yet, so don't get any funny ideas about running off, okay?
Ow! Hey! What?
Edgy, what does the Wolfman mean when he says I'm not off the hook yet?
He means the murder weapon. Larry, did you forget? There are 2 layers of suspicion hanging over your head.
That's exactly what I mean. We can't only rely on the words of the suspect after all. We may have figured out where he was and what he was doing all night. But the blood-stained samurai sword that was left at the crime scene, as long as there is no satisfactory explanation for that, this wolf will refuse to ease up on his bite. Angie, that guy looks like he's seriously about to take a bite out of me.
I'm well aware. You should be as well that this upcoming battle will be crucial.
Thanks to the cooperation of our lovely bumbler, I've been dealt a very nice hand and a sweet trump card. Looks like we're about to enter the final bout. Now, Mr. Prosecutor, let's see what you've got.
I can easily point out the contradiction in the supposed murder weapon. But the real problem for me is figuring out what the real murder weapon is. This will be a high-stakes gamble. This is one game I can't afford to lose.
Let's go.
I was the one who found the body of the victim, Damask II. Beside him was the samurai sword, glittering red and offering up the scent of blood. It was supposed to be in the Steel Samurai's dressing room, but I found it here instead. Plus, I found the murder weapon's owner, the suspect, Larry Butts, in here too.
Isn't that a bit far-fetched to accuse someone simply on the basis of ownership?
But this owner wanted to sneak onto the crime scene. I think that's plenty to go on, don't you?
Hold it!
Hold up. If you're alluding to his reason for being by the chimney, we've already established that.
Not so fast!
Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. You two are longtime friends, right? Who's to say you didn't fabricate the evidence to give him an alibi?
You're accusing me of fabricating evidence.
You think I can believe anything you produce? Forging evidence is all you prosecutors do!
This man has some serious issues with prosecutors.
But come on! I can't think of something as complicated as that, right, Edgy? I'm ignorant.
Larry, I can agree because I know you and your personality well. However, Agent Lang knows nothing about you. Or me, for that matter. I sense his hatred for my entire profession emanating from his entire being. Meaning that the only way I can prove Larry's innocence is to present irrefutable evidence. Yeah. This man has a serious hate boner for prosecutors.
Hold it!
So you were the first to discover the body this time.
This time? What's that supposed to mean? You'd better watch what you say.
I only said this time because earlier, Kay was the first to discover the body in Babel. Yeah. And your secretary, Agent Sheena, was ready to accuse her of murder for that.
Not so fast!
Ha! So are you going to use that excuse to call me suspicious now?
Well, of course not. I was simply pointing out the usual pattern with discoverers of bodies.
But in the Babelese case, there was proof that she was holding the weapon, right? Well, in this one, it's a bit different, since we know exactly where the weapon is.
Actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Blunt force. No, that probably wouldn't. I was going to suggest, what if he was hit by the spear? And... But that would also implicate Larry.
Hold it!
Maybe. Excuse me, but glittering red and offering up the scent of blood? Do I have to spell it out for you? I mean the sight and smell of blood, of course. And according to the tests, the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. The sword was made to only be used on stage, so it's not sharp. But it is pretty weighty. It's certainly heavy enough to beat someone to death with. Which leads me to suspect that the victim was beaten to death with the sword. Beaten to death, This last statement is too important to just let it slip by. Beside him was the samurai sword covered in the victim's blood.
Hold it!
So the sword is covered in the victim's blood. Yeah, the lab results confirm that the blood on the sword matches the victim's. But the sword is as dull as a vanilla envelope. This is the stage prop after all.
The Steel Samurai is all about safety first, so you can't use it all like a real sword.
The Steel Samurai has spoken. The Pink Princess also appears to have something she'd like to petition to you personally. What the Pink Princess would like to say can wait for the day after eternity.
Dear God.
Anyway, my point is that even though the sword is too dull to slice with, it's certainly heavy enough to bludgeon someone to death with. Therefore, I suspect he beat the victim to death with that thing.
Hold it!
About this samurai sword, have you received a report from forensics yet? They confirm that the blood on the sword belongs to the victim. All right. But have they confirmed that the outline of this wound is consistent with the weapon? Tell me something. Do you see the dead body right there in front of you? So, if they were conducting the autopsy right now, shouldn't that body not be here? Well? I suppose so. I guess they still must be investigating this room. Meaning that it's possible he doesn't know about that piece of evidence's true nature. The spear! Anything else you'd like to chit-chat about? No? Good. Now let's continue.
Hold it!
Larry has already testified that he forgot the samurai sword here.
Yeah, I was shaking hands with the ambassador in here and I left it behind by accident.
Knuckle fast!
So what? You lied earlier, so who's to say that this excuse isn't just another lie?
But I forget stuff all the time, right, Edgy? Tell him!
Why don't you tell him yourself? You see? What did I tell you earlier? No one will buy such a pathetically weak excuse. Yes, well, I know that it's not possible to prove such an excuse as truth. And yet you offer it up as fact. You're a worse person than I originally thought. You are free to think that what you like. However, I know that Larry is not the killer. Agent Lang, please continue with your argument. I'll expose the flaw in it soon enough. I already know what to expose. Thankfully, I already know what to do. Just because he is the... Whoops, oh God.
Wow, that's a nice impression of me.
Just because he is the owner of the weapon, therefore he must be the killer. Is it? No. Climbing all the way up to the chimney is plenty suspicious in my book as well.
Objection!
Regarding that, I've already drawn the truth out, and the truth is the one thing I don't bend.
Knuckle fast!
It doesn't matter if it's you or whoever. You prosecutors are all the same. And as for me, prosecutors are the one thing I don't trust in.
Objection!
An agent who doesn't trust prosecutors? What are you playing at?
sorry, sis. But there are only two things I trust. My subordinates and evidence at the crime scene.
Agent Lang hates prosecutors. But as long as he trusts evidence that has been left at a crime scene, then there is something I can show him that he can believe in. It's simply not possible that the samurai sword is the real murder weapon. So I should focus on proving that point to Agent Lang first. Okay, so... there. This.
Objection!
The spear. Do you know what this is, Agent Lang?
It's a long spear, right? We used to use those a lot in my country a long time ago. Piercing, mowing people down, spears are the weapon of heroes throughout history.
It's the next most effective weapon after the whip. I think the whip is in a slightly different category. Yeah, a little bit. Especially if you play Dark Souls.
So what's your point? Are you going to tell me that the spear is the real weapon?
No. I simply want you to take a look at this section here.
The way it's bent.
Precisely. Apparently a certain troublemaker hit it against a wall in this embassy earlier. And as you can clearly see, the insides of the Steel Samurai's weapons are hollow. So why is the sword not bent? In other words, they're replicas that aren't strong enough to deliver a damaging blow, let alone the multiple strikes necessary to bludgeon someone to death. And yet, there is not even a dent in the samurai sword. How do you explain that?
Oh yeah! The sword and the spear are made of the same stuff, so they bend easily. But I wish they'd make them out of better stuff because the spear got bent. I wasn't able to do my special early summer rain jab move. Man, I got such an earful from the director of the play for not doing it in the show.
The Steel Samurai special move was changed tonight because of him? Okay.
Ow!
That's more than enough of your whiny whimpering. Now, back on the topic of the spear. Yes, let's return to the real topic of discussion. This is where the real gamble begins. I don't have a real strategy, per se. So all I can do for now is let the chips fall where they may. Using guesswork and taking risks in place of real logic is hardly the Von Karma way. It's neither smart nor very clever. Miss Von Karma, as you know, unlike your father, I am not a genius prosecutor. Plus, I doubt his record of a 40-year win streak will ever be broken. But perhaps it is for the best if it remains unbroken. For no one should have conceived of the notion to convict all defendants in the first place.
Objection!
What a foolishly foolish statement from a foolish fool who hates to lose. It's the job of a prosecutor to make sure that all defendants are found guilty in court. No, it's the job of a prosecutor to find the truth and only prosecute the actual guilty. Sorry, that's how I've always seen prosecutors, like, I don't know. It's the prosecutor's job to, you know, well, I don't know. It's a very naive way of me thinking, I realize that. Because not all defendants are innocent, not all defendants are guilty. The justice system is one big conglomerate of mess-ups. There is nothing more important in this world than a perfect victory.
Hold it!
That may be your opinion. However, I don't believe that's all we are. As a prosecutor, what I pursue is not the perfect victory, but the perfect truth. And if that means that the bridge I must cross will crumble beneath my feet, then let it crumble as I walk on towards the truth.
Not so fast!
You're good at keeping me entertained, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, humans are delicate creatures. The slightest bump and we expire. I'd like you to consider, if you will, the possibility that the sword was used in such a way that the attack killed Damask II without bending it.
What?
So, what do you think of my hypothetical scenario? I think you know what to do here, right? And what you need!
Of course. What I need is evidence that even Agent Lang can't refute. This is it. It's time to bring this to a close.
Let's go.
Why Larry? Part 2.
It's possible to use the samurai sword to kill someone. And under these circumstances, it's the only logical conclusion. Now, we search the embassy top to bottom, but the victim's blood is only on that weapon. So isn't it only natural that suspicion would fall onto the owner of said weapon?
Well, there's one last thing that we haven't tested or checked yet. And I think I know exactly what I have to do. How long do you intend to cling on to that preposterous theory?
As long as I want, because we examined every corner within the walls of this embassy.
Except for the one thing we're not allowed to touch. That has been a very specific constant. And it's a mystery we haven't figured out yet. Why the statue in this room is facing the wrong way.
There's no stone we've left unturned. And we have managed to come up with only one logical conclusion. That the only place inside this embassy with the victim's blood on it is this sword.
Hold it!
You left no stone unturned? Is that a fact?
Not so fast!
If you've got something to say, then say it in the only way I respect, Mr. Prosecutor.
Yes, of course. In that case, allow me to make it all crystal clear for you. Let's go.
Hold it!
May I inquire as to how you're able to make such a claim, Agent Lang?
Langshi says, capable of miracles beyond comprehension, a mysterious creature is man.
Rather than man, it's Agent Lang's quotes that are getting increasingly incomprehensible. I do like his quotes, though.
The human body is a mysterious thing. Even with a toy-like sword, it's easy to kill a man if you hit just the right spot. Which is why I think it's possible to kill with this thing without leaving a dent.
Hold it!
But we can only be sure one way or the other by seeing if the wound matches the sword.
I know that. But as long as it's a possibility, I can proclaim it as much as I'd like.
Right.
Hold it!
But you must know that your conclusion is wrong.
Given the circumstances I'm in, the only people I can trust are my subordinates. Because they're a much more trustworthy bunch than you prosecutors will ever be.
Hold it!
And you call yourself a professional?
Not so fast!
You still don't see, do you, Mr. Prosecutor? You have to earn my trust. And the only way to do that is to show me proof of another possible murder weapon!
Another possible weapon? In this room, there is only one other thing left. This is going to be a gamble, but I can't withdraw from the game now.
You're not going to get me to trust you by the power of your glare alone, you know. Plus, I have other reasons as to why I think the samurai sword is the murder weapon.
Lang's really grown on me.
Hold it!
The only place where you could find blood was on the samurai sword?
That's right, even with luminol. Which means that there are no other possibilities outside of what I've already outlined.
Do I have a problem with Agent Lang's assertion that the samurai sword is the weapon? Yes! If you believe that there is no other door or possibility left to open, then allow me to force one open for you.
Not so fast!
And how do you plan to do that?
By showing you what may possibly be the real murder weapon.
Not so
Oh, the real murder weapon? Oh, I hate to repeat myself, but my men have already searched every last inch of this embassy. And they've concluded that nothing else could have been used as the murder weapon. Knowing these facts, do you still want to press forward with your little hypothesis?
Of course. Because it's not possible that your men inspected everything in their investigation.
Wait, are you insulting my men? What are you talking about? I don't appreciate mind games, and I don't appreciate it when people like you slander my men.
Hold it!
I'm not slandering them, I assure you. I'm merely pointing out that their investigative dragnet has a few holes in it. Namely, that there is something your men couldn't even lay a finger on. And that item is the real murder weapon.
Alright then, I'll play along for now. This real weapon that killed Damask II. What exactly is it?
The real murder weapon, which not a single person has yet to touch, is this. Not that one, not that one. It's, this one.
Take that!
The National Treasure of Alabast.
You mean the Prima Duck statue?
Yes, and as you know, only the ambassador and his secretariat may touch it. Which, I believe, means that neither you nor your men were able to examine it. Correct?
Not so fast!
Oh, you know very well that if we did that, there'd be an international incident between the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babel. The two countries' precarious relationship teeters in the balance over a stupid fight related to a sovereignty statue. Oh, but I'll be damned if I let something go unexamined.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, if you could take a look at this. The direction of the statue is facing just before and after the crime are different. And there is only one conclusion I can draw from that. Do you see now?
Go look for Ambassador Alba and get him to give us the okay to examine the statue.
Shifu, you can't listen to this infidel's words. He is most definitely trying to trick you. Shifu, please, let's be rational about this.
Lang Shi says, just go already!
Yes, sir.
My throat's gonna be in so much pain after I'm done with this.
Shifu,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, sir, but I was unable to convince the ambassador. I was unable to obtain permission for us to examine the Prima Duck statue.
I see. Wait, but then the investigation is at a standstill. Agent Lang, I will go and speak with the ambassador personally.
Save your breath. He may act all weak and frail, but that old man's one tough cookie. But I guess you've got to be tough when you're representing a whole country, you know.
Agent Lang,
What do you want? Let's just hurry up and examine the statue already.
What? Lang? Oh my god! What? But Shifu, what about causing an international incident?
Quiet! I'll take the fall if I have to later.
Hold it!
Lang!
Agent Lang, the hypothesis is mine, so if someone is to take the responsibility, let it be me.
Responsibility? If we're going to talk in such heavy terms, maybe I should let you. It'd be a real problem for my men if something were to happen to me. All right then. Less talk and more investigating.
If we want to know the truth, we can't stop here. Action must be taken. Agent Lang, I'd like to run a luminol chemiluminescence test on the statue. It took me a minute to get that word down.
A luminol test. Ah, good thinking. If the statue is the murder weapon, then some of the victim's blood should be on it. Okay! Let's get the forensics team in here. Son of a bitch! Looks like you hit the jackpot, Mr. Prosecutor. I guess this means that this is the real murder weapon that killed Damask II. Indeed. But I wouldn't celebrate yet if I were you. This doesn't let your friend off the hook. It doesn't prove that he didn't kill Damask II, so the charge remains.
We are hardly done examining the statue, Agent Lang. Knowing that it is the real murder weapon, I believe further examination is required.
You think so? Okay, then knock yourself out.
Okay. Alright, so we can finally examine the statue,
Oh! Hold up! And what do we have here? This dirty smudge. It looks like a handprint. What's a definitive bit of evidence like you doing under here? Looks like we've got some fingerprints to analyze.
Worst case scenario, these prints belong to Larry. It looks like it's too late for me to do anything about that now.
Hey, forensics guy! I want results on these fingerprints ASAP. You hear me?
I swear if Larry's handprints.
Agent Lang, I have the analysis results, sir.
Good. And?
Sir, about the prints we lifted from the bottom of the statue. Well, you know the victim of the murder in the Babyliss embassy? The prints belong to him! To Mr. Manny Cochin, sir!
But that's... What's going on around here?
No. That's impossible! Each Prima Duck statue can only be handed by someone of that country. But the very fact that Mr. Cochin's fingerprints are on this one, it leads me to only one conclusion. The statue is actually Babal's Prima Duck statue!
Impossible. It can't be.
So they were swapped? Larry never once set foot on Babyliss soil, so he was free to go. However, this new piece of evidence only served to confuse us even further. The ringleader of a smuggling operation was killed with an Alabastian knife in Babal. And Damask II was killed on Alabastian soil with Babal's national treasure. And the mystery of the great thief Yatakarasu who visited both countries. The pieces were there, but I'd yet to see the big picture they were to form. Holy shit! A double homicide. Manny Cochin is the potential killer of... I did a lot of yelling today. I'm gonna go rest. I kind of need it right now. Okay. I think I'm gonna like this case. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see all of you next time. Oh God, my throat hurts.